Dr. Peterson, I heard you recently say that if a woman doesn't want a baby by age 30, that something is unhealthy. I take no offense to that assertion. Rather, I am taking it very seriously. I'm 34 years old in a long-term relationship, but don't feel a desire to have children. I always thought that I would one day, but I'm getting older and that day still hasn't come. I'm terrified of realizing too late that I should have had a family. But I'm also terrified of having them and regretting it, because I never truly wanted to be a mother. I don't think I have any ideology at play. I'm not a feminist or anything like that. When you say something might be wrong or unhealthy, where might I look? Any advice on how to make this choice? P.S. My boyfriend and I both had Oedipal mothers. Perhaps that is relevant. Well, it might be relevant, given that you saw fit to include it as a potential detail. And one of the rules that I would operate by as a psychotherapist is that if a client is inclined to add a detail to the formulation of a problem, that the detail is likely to be relevant. But I can't tell, right? Because of course I can't use a rule of thumb. And so you might object, well, I shouldn't have used a rule of thumb to say something like, if a woman doesn't want a baby by the age of 30, that something is unhealthy. Well, there are going to be exceptions to every general rule. But my attitude to this essentially is that we have all come from an unbroken string of 3.5 million years of successful mothers. And so the probability that that's going to be part and parcel of a healthy woman's desire, and not only a woman, obviously, men desire to have a family too, and often very intensely. It's just that men have a much longer time span over which to consider such things. So perhaps the chips aren't down so rapidly and to the same degree for men. I wouldn't be so bold as to say that there's anything wrong with you, the questioner, specifically. Maybe you have the sort of temperament that isn't particularly inclined towards maternal behavior. That might be someone who's low in agreeableness, and, well, that would be the primary issue. And so I wouldn't take my word for it that if you don't want to have a child and you're 30, that there is necessarily something specifically wrong with you. But I would say, as a rule of thumb, it's part of the normal panoply of human desires and values. And so if there's violent objection to having a family or something like that, then generally that seems to me to be indicative of something that might be at least worth looking into.